Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and we need to talk about my newest video because everybody's getting a little heated about it, and that really wasn't the intention for that video. I was arguing with some people on Twitter, some fanboys on Twitter today, so I made that video, kind of airing out my grievances with it, and then I just posted it on Twitter so that they could watch it. I'm pretty sure they didn't watch it, but it seems like everybody else watched it. And I'm not really trying to. I'm really not trying to start a console war with this stuff, but at the same time, guys, like the practices that PlayStation has decided to really go for and really throw their hat in, the first of this generation, are really pretty freaking irritating, to say the least. I mean, I love Sony first party games. Like, I love Sony first party studios. Like, I'll always buy a PlayStation to buy those games. But when we've got Sony out there getting all of these, third party games and locking them down for like 2 years, I mean, like 6 months, whatever, like some people can wait 6 months, but I mean, like locking a game down, like for 2 freaking years to your console, honestly, guys, 2 years in the video game world is a long time. If all you got the money for is an Xbox, or you bought an Xbox because all your friends play on an Xbox, and you buy an Xbox because all your friends are there and you want to play that, and then these games get shown from third-party companies that have made games multi-plat on both systems for as long as you can remember, starts taking all these new games and just saying, oh yeah, well, we're going to put this on PlayStation for 2 freaking years. And you're like, wow, man, that game looked really good. I wanted to play that. I mean, I personally do recommend buying both consoles. I really do. Like, this is the last, I mean, like this last week, since last Tuesday, has been the first time that I've actually turned my PlayStation 5 on like every single day. So when you really start to think about it, like I've spent a lot of money on my PlayStation experience. I've spent a lot of money on PlayStation over the years. I've been playing PlayStation now for over 25 years. I've spent a lot of money. I feel like I'm qualified to have an opinion on how I feel like PlayStation's going this generation. I feel I'm entitled to that. Hey, Mr. Glass, how you doing? I feel like I'm entitled to that. I've spent thousands of dollars and bought thousands of freaking games on the PlayStation, in the PlayStation ecosystem. I mean, over the years, from 1994 on, I've been buying PlayStation games. I've played a lot of PlayStation games. This generation with the PlayStation 5, guys, this is the worst I've ever seen it in my lifetime. Like, I mean, I get the whole needing exclusives and stuff, but I mean, at the same time, locking people out of all this content, people blew up at Xbox for that Tomb Raider. They blew up on them, and Xbox took a step back and said, okay, we're gonna change our business practices with this and go forward. I mean, they used to pay Call of Duty a lot of money for like the exclusivity stuff and things like that. And I'm pretty sure Xbox was like, yeah, we're not going to pay that kind of stuff no more. They wanted to do things a little different, and that probably hurt them, because now, I mean, PlayStation was like, oh yeah, man, we'll definitely pay you, blah, blah, blah. It really sucks that that people are getting cut out of content. I'm not surprised PlayStation been doing this since PlayStation 1. Yeah. Xbox just bought a major publisher with a history on PlayStation and locked them up forever. Terrible take. It's business. Yeah, I get the whole freaking Bethesda thing. Like, I do. PlayStation bought Spider-Man, dude. PlayStation bought, Insomniac and locked Xbox, there's that thing can go both ways. Like, I understand that these companies, these developers and these studios need to get bought because, frankly, they might have made a project that everybody was like, oh man, that game sucked, and then everybody review bombed it and nobody bought it and stuff like that. Like, putting out a new IP or going out of your way to create these new experiences, sometimes you need like the financial backing of PlayStation or Xbox or Nintendo or some other big company that can shoulder the blow if that game doesn't succeed. Like I get that, Bethesda, they were going to sell to somebody, whether they were going to sell to a Chinese company or Microsoft. I would much rather have them with Microsoft. Insomniac does good work for PlayStation. They always have. Like that seemed like a natural fit. Like you can either buy both consoles and like I don't know. This whole thing with third party games being stonewalled, with PlayStation. I mean, I get if they buy a developer, it's whatever, If PlayStation goes out of their way and they buy a developer, okay, that developer's PlayStation now. If Xbox does it, okay, that developer's Xbox now. But when it comes to third-party games, like paying for these exclusive things, like that's just not like that's not cool, man. Like I don't care if they buy studios. It's gonna get worse, is my point, man. To be fair, the exclusives are about to get worse on both sides. Are about to get worse on both sides. You just have Microsoft gatekeeping the whole Bethesda for one, yeah. Halo, Gears, Forza, Avowed, Fable, PlayStation have their God of War, Drakes, etc. Yeah. Did that because PlayStation kept locking them out of games. It's going to get worse, is my point. It wasn't so long ago Xbox had the COD exclusive stuff, Tomb Raider and Monk. Yeah, dude. If I was going to fault PlayStation, it would be directly reselling games people already own for $10-20 in line about their generation. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm really irritated that, people don't get to experience these games, I am. Like it is getting pretty frustrating. And then the fact that, the PlayStation 5, all the marketing buzz around the PlayStation 5 is just kind of ridiculous, guys. Like it really is. Like this PlayStation 5 has yet to completely wow me like any other previous generation of PlayStation has. Like I'm not wowed by this PlayStation. I feel like it's I mean, even when PlayStation 4 came out and I played like the first game I bought on that was the Need for Speed Rivals. And you could see like the water driplets on the windows, and you could see like, and everything looked like way more detailed, and everything looked better. Like I was wowed. I was like, wow, man, this looks great. And then PlayStation 5 comes along, and I'm barely seeing, visuals that are really any better than stuff that I was seeing, at the last of the generation. I was like, oh my gosh, man, like what the freak? Definitely, you own all the studios and are free to do whatever. I mean, they didn't completely pull every Bethesda thing away from every other company. I mean, they're still getting, Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo. I mean, yeah, those things were already in the works before the acquisition. So yeah, I mean that only makes sense. But Microsoft could have stopped those. They could have definitely put a stop to that, and just paid Sony whatever they paid them back, and brought those games multi-plat or Xbox only. I mean, they didn't. They chose to honor that deal and continue to put those on there. Knowing now what I know about Deathloop, I mean, yeah, dude, that really sucks for Xbox fans, man. They're sitting there waiting and for games that they've been promised by Microsoft by buying into this ecosystem of Microsoft, and they're putting out, a killer exclusive like Deathloop on the PlayStation. I mean, yeah, dude, that's probably if you're a longtime Xbox fan, you're probably not feeling really that great right now. But I also think a lot of people talking about PlayStation and its performance are playing games on crap TVs, and they are also missing the graphics boost Xbox gives games because of misleading digital. Yeah. Digital Foundry is definitely misleading a lot of people. They really are. It's really starting to get, kind of another stream. Yeah, I just decided to do another one tonight because that video, a lot of people are freaking out about it. By the way, I just watched it. Spot on points. Thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, like a lot. I'm not going to apologize for that video, like by any means. Like I said what I said, and I mean it. I'm When I make a video, I say what I say and I mean what I say. So it is what it is. That's the way I was feeling all day today when I was arguing with the PlayStation, with the ponies on Twitter. And yeah, like it is where it is. Xbox hasn't have honored that contract. It would have been costly, not to mention the reputation so damaged and not honoring it. Yeah. I mean, I'm happy that they did. I mean, I'm happy that they did that. I'm back, man. Chemistry test is going to be bomb. I'm going to try my best. Apparently, the next Xbox acquisition has some people wondering about monopoly laws, so they aren't playing around this generation, it would seem. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm not. I mean, PlayStation alone could change my opinions. You know, by delivering the experience they said they were going to deliver. I mean, I don't feel like that criteria has been met by any way. I mean, like Xbox didn't really. I don't know. I am pretty nice to Xbox, like I am, but at the end of the day, I haven't really felt cheated by Xbox. I mean, like, but when you get down to it, when you really think about it, yeah, it does kind of suck waiting for Xbox first party games. Like it does. Like I'm not gonna lie about that. Like it does. But if I buy in all my third party games on the Xbox, I've always got something to play on the Xbox. So I've never really thought about it. I've never really had to take the time to really think about that and be like, oh yeah, I wish I could have an Xbox game because come on, guys, I was a PlayStation guy all my life, dude. Why would I care about what Xbox, had coming out? All I really cared about was the power for my third-party games. Like, that was it. If the PS4 hadn't had, as far as I'm concerned, my Xbox experience has been pretty decent. I've gotten, I mean, like I'm into the racing games, so I get my Forza games every other year, or every couple of years. So I haven't really noticed, I haven't really been left wanting, on the Xbox for Xbox first party games. Like I just never really cared about them. Sales gap between the sales of the system would be closer now. I do feel like the Xbox is caught up. If PS4 hadn't had so much unchecked success, I think so. Yeah, I kind of feel like that too. I mean, like PlayStation 4 came out, man. Their PR and everything was on point. Like it was like $100 less for that console. It was more powerful. You had, I can't necessarily. Well, yeah, I mean, like PlayStation 4 launched without really a lot of stuff to play on it, man. That was pretty bone dry for PlayStation 4, man. Phil literally has saved Xbox. I believe that. I do believe that Phil Spencer has done a lot to save the Xbox brand. PlayStation didn't market itself as a powerhouse. Xbox did that. Yeah, I mean, you kind of are right with that. They did say that we'll let the games talk for themselves. So, I mean, maybe I should look at it that way. Maybe I should DDP, honestly, because you are right. They never really did say that, that the PlayStation 5 was going to be the most powerful console ever. I mean, you're right. Like here in the UK, PS5 is all people buy. Yeah. I owned both last gen. I had Xbox and PlayStation. I always played on my Xbox more. I'd pick up the odd game up on PlayStation, and that comes down to personal opinion. Yeah, like, does it really have 8K on it, suck? I'll have to look at that, dude. Oh, man. I would like to post a pic of my PS5 box that says 8K on the front of it in bold gold letters. I know. I know. Sony has the best exclusives thus far this year, which change soon. Xbox has had the better third-party versions of games. Yeah. Two best friends won't get anything else, even when you show them a difference. Yeah, I mean, some people are just like, man, I was pretty freaking happy for the most part with my PlayStation experience. Dude, if it wouldn't have been for a 4K TV, I probably would have never left PlayStation, dude. I probably would have never like even considered buying, you know, the Xbox freaking the Xbox One X, man. Like nearly every game frame rate difference is fixed. Yeah, every game has definitely been fixed. Neither game is delivering 8K. That's very true, John. That's very true. I felt I was giving Xbox clear direction and long term plan. What up, Jet? Not gonna lie, if Xbox had better console exclusives, I'd get one. LOL. They have everything else. I mean, this channel is really not to change anybody's minds. Like, I'm really not here to change your minds. I'm just here to give you my opinion and talk about gaming, man. Like, seriously, that's what it is. Like, I don't know. I don't understand why I'm so negative against PlayStation. I really don't, man. I used to love PlayStation. I used to be those people, you know. I used to be one of those people that would defend it no matter what. Like I was one of them, man. And now, you know, it's like, oh my gosh, dude, all I do is freaking crap on PlayStation when they for every little thing, it seems. I get that, guys. Like I really do get that. You know, I mean, I don't hate my PlayStation, but I'm not, you know, as in love with, you know, the PlayStation brand as I used to, you know. It just it everything just kind of feels different now. It doesn't feel like it did when I first started playing PlayStation, man. It doesn't feel like it felt when I got my first PlayStation 2 and Metal Gear Solid 2. It doesn't feel like, you know, the PlayStation 3 when I got the PlayStation 3 and was playing, you know, all of them games when they first came. Like, I just don't freaking like PlayStation 4, you know, I mean, like PlayStation 5 just doesn't feel that way to me. And honestly, you know, it was the power narrative, you know, when they came out and said that it was going to be weaker, I was so freaking disappointed. I was so disappointed because I thought for sure there's no way PlayStation is not going to come out. And I was hearing all those, what's going to have 13.1 teraflops and blah, blah, blah. I was happy when I was hearing all those rumors. And then they come out and they tell us, you know, oh yeah, it's really 9.2 teraflops, but it's boosted to 10 or whatever. PlayStation leaves a sour taste in your mouth when you wake up. You are more negative toward PlayStation because you expect more from them. It's understandable. I mean, you know, they always say that you're harder on the ones you really love. You know what I mean? Like they always say that. And like I do, I love PlayStation first party games. I like those experiences. Yeah, dude, Metal Gear Solid was freaking like, dude, I'd play games like Metal Gear Solid and like the Xbox. I don't know, man. I just always, you know, turn to that PlayStation, you know what I mean? And now like I'm starting to see like a difference, you know, of how PlayStation, you know, how PlayStation's treating me this generation and how Xbox is, you know, like, hey man, like we're trying to make things, you know, blah blah blah. And I don't know, man. Let's be real. And anyone to tell me differently, Sony has kind of backhanded its supporters so far this gen. I'm not dissing the games because they do have bangers, but I just get a shady feeling. Exactly, man. I just don't feel like PlayStation is what it used to be, man. Like I really don't. I am more negative toward PlayStation for the same reason. You are the market leader. You have no excuse to not have all the marks. Yeah, for real. The power difference is minimal. All that matters is the games, and PS is delivering on exclusive games. Xbox hasn't delivered anything. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue with you there, John. I mean, they are delivering games. I mean, they are delivering games, and I just haven't. I mean, like Deathloop was the first game on the PlayStation that I'm like, wow, man, that's really freaking good. I switched to Xbox this gen because of Bethesda. It's probably a good choice too. Bethesda is a freaking really good. They're really good developers, man. They do a lot of good stuff. I mean, playing Deathloop right now for a week straight, man. I love that game. So far, though, you have one mark exclusives, and that's it. Not to mention all the anti-consumer BS. Yeah. Nah, bro. Recore, State of Decay 2, Crackdown 3, The Medium. LOL, nah, bro. Oh, wait, what are you talking about those, man? Like, I thought those games were I actually liked Recore. Thought Recore was okay. Medium was all right, but that's on PlayStation now. Crackdown 3, I actually had a pretty fun time playing Crackdown 3, man. I didn't think it was that bad. It's very difficult to develop games for. Yeah, there we go. I can definitely agree with that. I thought it was great with the media. Oh no, I thought Recore was all right. Recore actually is a lot better now at 60 FPS. Oh, what kind? That's not true. Xbox had Psychonauts, Flight Simulator, The Ascent, more. Yeah, I know. I know, Burnout Gamer. Like I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't know, man. If I'm gonna be hard on PlayStation about them putting out games that I just really didn't really care about, I but that's the thing. All of those, like Psychonauts, Flight Simulator, I really like those two games. The Ascent I like, but I never purchased it. But it is on Game Pass. You know what I mean? Like the other two, I did really like, and I bought both of those. Dude, I've spent over like $300 on freaking Flight Simulator now, man. Just since I've had that game. Yeah, Psychonauts is not exclusive though, but it runs the best on Xbox Series X, right? I mean, I really do wish that they would have done a PlayStation 5 version of Psychonauts 2. Game Pass gives them more revenue than a single sale does anyway. Yeah. Still developed by Microsoft. The Ascent was a great game. Psychonauts and Flight Sim were all amazing. Yeah, I mean, like I've had my needs met with Xbox, for the most part in games when it comes to Xbox first party. So far, my needs have been met. Plague Tale, Stalker 2, Redfall, Starfield next year. Yeah. We're definitely going to be getting a lot of bangers, on both consoles, to be completely honest. Like, we're going to. And anyone that says Flight Sim isn't proper next-gen game is nuts. My PS5 was blown away by it. Yeah. Dude, Flight Sim is probably the most technically advanced game on the next-gen consoles right now. What's up, Ionix? What's up, man? You finished Kana? No, not yet. I just stopped playing tonight. I'm only going to play for a couple hours a day, dude. And people understand that these Microsoft's games are going to flop in sales every time now. That's not what they are looking at. Yeah, that's true. They're looking at those freaking sales on Game Pass, man. Like those subscriptions. Studios Xbox first party, just like Deathloop on PS5 is, while not on Xbox, still first party studios. The PlayStation 5 digital is way better value than the Series S. Series S was a mistake. I don't necessarily think the Series S was a mistake. I think it definitely serves its purpose for 1080p. It definitely serves that purpose and performs just fine for a 1080p TV. When you start thinking about, like, if you're trying to hook the Series S to a 4K TV and play it that way, yeah, maybe definitely that. If that was the intended route for that, then yeah, dude, that's just dumb, dude. That doesn't even make any sense. I mean, the Series S that I bought for my daughter, she plays it on a 1080p TV and it looks just fine. Series S for $300 is very impressive. Yeah, dude, to get 120 hertz gameplay, but you got to have that hooked up to a monitor to get that. I mean, and it still has variable refresh rate and everything. Let's see, what was that? DDP, it's not the best value because you can only get games off Sony store, so you just have overpay for all the games. Yeah, that's true, man. You do have to pay full price for those unless you wait for a sale. I actually want to see Starfield. We have no idea what it is. I want to see Starfield. Japan is the biggest market for the Series S right now. I believe it's selling out. I've been seeing a lot of freaking posts from people from Japan, posting about getting an Xbox Series X and Series S. So Series S go great with PS5. Yeah. A lot of people, I mean, like, yeah, dude, like, get both of them and have your, Game Pass, and play your games, your PlayStation 5 games, and then all the Microsoft, first party and whatever on Game Pass. Series has a mistake. A million PS5 owners has a Series S. Yeah, probably. I wouldn't doubt it. And you should get both. You might change your mind. I think if you had both, I would if I was interested in any of the Xbox games. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, dude, if you're not interested in them, you're not interested in them. Like, there's nobody's gonna change your mind on that. I was the same. I had the same feelings, John, when I bought my Xbox. I was like, I don't even really care about the first party games. Like, I'll play them because I'm a gamer, but I didn't really care about them. But like a lot of them have kind of grown on me, man. I'm really into the Forza Horizon series. I really like that game. That was the whole reason I even bought the Xbox, One S back last gen, is because of freaking Forza Horizon 3 Blizzard Mountain. I was like, dude, I want to play that. That just sounds cool. So I bought it. I bought it literally for that one game, and I bought a few more games with it, and I was like, cool. 1080p looks like trash. Yeah, exactly. 1080p looks like trash on a 4K TV. So if you're buying a Series S to put it on a 4K TV, I would highly advise not to do that. Highly advise against that and just buy an Xbox Series X. How's that third party side? You should try them if you don't. I'll stick to my Series X this generation and PS5 for exclusives. That's basically kind of where I've been sitting, this whole generation. That's just where I've landed is third party games on the Xbox and everything else or all the exclusives on PlayStation. Upscaling. Yeah, upscaling works fine too. I mean, but still at the end of the day, you are going to not have, some of the other features that, the other Xbox is going to give you for $200 more. Upscaling only works for so much. Actually, now that my other daughter moved in, I actually have 2 Series S's in the house. I find Hellblade a little unsettling. The first one weirded me out. Yeah, that first one was definitely an interesting Series S 1440p, not 1080p. On some stuff it definitely hits 1440p Emmanuel, but like realistically, it's probably going to be closer to a 1080p system for the most part. Just depends on it just depends on the game. Series S has VRR. Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure it does. Maybe I should hook it up to my TV and see. I disagree. Watch videos on higher end Sony and LG TVs with the Series S. It looks pretty damn good. Yeah. I said minimal difference in resolution doesn't matter. If one game is averaging 1800p while the other is hitting 1680p, you're reaching at straws and need to be close up to DDP. I literally sit 3 feet away from my TV, bro. I literally sit 3 feet away from my TV. So yes, I can notice it. So if other people, aren't sitting, seriously, like 8 feet. Yeah, it's really freaking hard to tell a difference in resolution from 8 feet away from your TV, dude. Like, I do not deny that. Like, that is true. But when you sit as close as I do, yeah, dude, you can notice a lower resolution. Like, imagine my surprise when I turned on Returnal and I'm sitting right here this close to my TV and I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, everything looks blurry. All the vegetation and everything. I was like, oh my gosh, man. I was like, wow. Returnal brilliant point. The SSD makes up for the 1080p. Who says you don't mind timed? Gavin Hayes, I don't mind timed. PS5 games gives more stuff play than just first party. That's the thing, I mean, like, well, if you think about it, Gavin, if you buy those games on the PlayStation 5 and you have a Series X too, and then when they come out on the Series X and they're like, oh, you were talking to Chris. Sit on a couch in the living room. Michael, how's it going? Frog Boy, I have to disagree with you about the Series S. I have a Samsung 55-inch 4K, and I have to say it does look awesome on most games. does look awesome on most games, and they do look 4K, so the quality ain't that bad for $300. Are you sitting? So, Michael, let me ask you a question. Are you sitting closer to your TV, or are you sitting, like a living room distance away from it? Because that definitely makes a big difference. If you're sitting 8 feet away from your TV, then yeah, dude, it's gonna look fine. It's gonna look like it fits that resolution. I can also natively play a ton of old PlayStation games on the Series S that you can't run on your PS5. Yeah, but I play my Series X more though. Yeah, get a smaller screen then, he says. Why would I get a smaller one, man? I kind of want a bigger one, to tell you the truth. Well, no, I don't really want a bigger one. I'm kind of chemistry sucks. Japanese companies do this all the time when it comes to the Xbox. They try to keep the resolution the same as the PlayStation, even if they know the Xbox is capable of doing more now. That's why I was pretty happy with Bandai Namco letting freaking Tales of Arise just freaking run with it, man. Like, that was a freaking amazing experience. I look down upon you guys, call that checkerboarded 1440p, calling it 4K 11. My 3080 and true native 4K. Yeah, 1 foot. Oh, you're 1 foot away from it? Wow, man. I'm doing good, Game. How you doing, man? I saw your new video that was going to get you some hell. Yeah, I mean, dude, I was arguing with somebody on Twitter all day, and I just posted that on the timeline, man. I don't know. I was just getting so irritated with that, so I was like, man, dude, let me tell you about my experience. Let me tell you, if your TV can do 8 million active pixels of 4K, then it's not. Yeah, actually, technically, guys, none of our TVs are 4K because they're 3840 by 3840 would be true 4K. We're getting 2160p by 3840. So yeah, I like console. My then PC. I didn't use PC for gaming, mainly for content. Yeah. I have an LG CX. It's 4K OLED, so I'm good. Yeah. Yeah. It definitely does, Window. It you can see more clarity. Especially in racing games, man. Oh boy, definitely feels a lot better to be closer when you're playing a racing game in cockpit view. Xbox One S, Xbox One X, Xbox Series X. Let me see what you have to say again. I went by too fast. Xbox Series X, I'll have VRR. Bro, you end up dead if you try to do chemistry for a lot of money. Look at what happened to my my wife in the Breaking Bad. I know. Yeah, I heard about that. And yes, I game on a PC and a 4K TV. Wow, you could have it. Yeah, PC gaming is probably going to be where it's at. About it not being real 4K. Oh yeah, it's really not real 4K either way we look at it, dude. Our TVs are not 3840 by 3840. I'm trying to hunt me a Series S right now because I'm about to live out of my van. Let's see where you're at. Because I'm about to live out of my van for a while. I need something small and convenient to go to continue playing games. Game, I've actually seen them like at freaking at like Walmart's on the shelves, man. Best Buy is supposed to have a drop of PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S tomorrow or on Thursday or something. I think it was tomorrow or Thursday. There was a pretty big drop of consoles over this week. So far, they've already been dropping. There was a drop on Amazon today. I saw that. 65-inch LG 4K. You could probably see if you can get one on the Xbox store right now. Game. I've got an 65-inch LG 4K HDR TV with my Xbox Series X. I said it before and I say it again. The most next-gen thing about the PS5 is the controller. It is pretty PS5. Yeah, I mean, like, dude, playing freaking Deathloop with that PS5 controller is actually pretty good, man. Like, I'm really enjoying that. You have to sit 2 feet away and have 20/20 vision. a way to see the difference between 4K and 1440p and 1800p? No, not necessarily. 1440p, it looks soft and you can see the blur in distance. 1600p looks a little bit clearer. 1800p, everything just looks soft, but you can still see clarity. Like everything just looks softer though. And then 4K, everything just looks crisp. Yes, is a gaming monitor. Andrew, not to diss Vizio, but Sony and Samsung TVs do have better upscaling than Vizio Hisense TLC, especially the higher end ones. 1080p content looks near 4K. Yeah, I don't doubt that. I mean, the Vizio one I put in Dark Souls and was playing it at 60 frames a second. It looks pretty sharp, pretty crisp to me, man. I mean, it didn't look like it had jaggies or anything. It looked pretty good. Yeah, definitely my view of choice. I like the front bumper view personally. I like the cockpit view. It just makes it feel it. Once you get used to it, Wendell, it makes you actually have like a better sense of where the car's going and how it's going to move and stuff like that. It definitely feels a lot better once you get used to it. But it does take a little bit of time to actually get used to driving in cockpit view, where you can see the dash and your steering wheel, stuff like that. PC gaming mostly have no HDR. Yeah. Oh, what was that? Yeah, I heard Walmart had the Series S in stock, so I'll go there. Yeah, I've seen them in stock a lot of places. Having the consoles in stores. Yeah, Best Buy had them today, I believe. Best Buy should have them tomorrow as well. Or yeah, they'll have them tomorrow. For more than like 5 hours. Replaced 3 for stick drift already. I finally got my first stick drift on my PS5 controller, though. LG CX can do any res you want. I use it on 2K all the time. Nice. You can definitely tell the difference between all those resolutions, especially 4K and 1440p. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can definitely. I can definitely tell. Are you serious? Yeah, I heard Walmart has this. Okay, I already read that. I'm sorry, I got lost in the screen, guys. If you get a VA screen, they normally do good HDR. Yeah, a VA panel. That's usually what Vizio has in their the QLED TVs. I still want a PS5. Already got the Series X and S. Yeah, dude, definitely get a PlayStation 5, man. I'm pretty sure you're gonna be happy with it. See, guys, like. If you have a PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 4 Pro, then yeah, dude, like the PlayStation 5 is definitely a major step up when looking back at those. Racing games with a PS5 controller is nice. Yeah, it depends on which ones. I have a hard time racing with a PS5 controller, Chris. Like it's really tough for me. What about 169K, 420 FPS with HDR 69 plus or not? 420 VR, man. You will get more. Gosh damn it, Straggler Rock, man. Yo, Frog, what's up, 9 foot? How you doing? Should watch a YouTube video how to build a PC. That's what I did to build mine. Yeah, I'm eventually going to get mine. Frog, you're so focused on graphics and performance, and you say you won't get attached to PC gaming. PC gaming is the best for third-party gaming. You won't go back 4K on a tiny screen. This is, yeah, but I mean, how am I going to run a YouTube channel with all that, my friend? Why you find it hard? Just because of the sticks, man. Having them right there. I don't feel like I have as much control over my car. Who's Steeny? No reason to have an Xbox. I can play every game I have on my 3090. Yeah. $4K 60, no compromise. Build a PC, bro. LOL. Can't do the tiny screen though. Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely going to build a PC. Like that's going to happen. But I'm probably just going to use it purely for, I don't know. I probably will just get hooked on the PC. Like it is what it is. I mean, I'll do it as long as I can. My PS5 controller does last longer than 5 hours before having to charge it. I'll usually sit here for a couple of hours and and the battery's like already halfway, but I've just been keeping mine plugged in. I sit close enough to where I don't really need to not have it plugged in. Don't use my Xbox Series X. Yeah, no console. No console is not better. No. It's objectively worse. The point of a PC is for a YouTube channel. Yeah, you can get dual monitors and everything is going to look way better. How long does a will be PC? Does it get outdated quick? Possibly. Doesn't it outdate every other year when they put out a new graphics card for them? Um, have you heard the Game Pass song yet? I have not. Sorry, man. Have not went to look at that yet. PC didn't even have some Game Pass. I have a PC. I prefer console. I was strictly a console gamer until 2 years ago. Best decision I made to build one. PC is not better, trust me. If you turn down certain things, it gives you the PS5 controller more battery. Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, like I said, Carol, I sit close enough to my TV and my PlayStation 5 to where I can just have it plugged in. So it doesn't really necessarily matter. It was a PC is not better, trust me. PC is better. Yeah, but sometimes PC games get trash ports like RE Village and Deathloop. I've heard about that. I've heard that freaking sometimes like the PC games just get a freaking like a buggy broken mess, and then it takes forever for them to fix it, and then you're stuck with like yeah, dude. I don't know. I mean, like we already get some games on the consoles that are broken at launch. And that game out in 2018, yeah. Games are coming fast, and they're all on Game Pass. Better frame rate, better graphics, free online, multiplayer, cheaper games. Yeah. PC is an Xbox, be honest. Oh, window. If you buy right parts, it lasts years and can generally reuse parts on the next machine again. I'd rather 1440p, 120 FPS than 4K 60. See, I don't know. Depends on what I'm playing, Burnout Gamer. If I'm playing a racing game, I need that. I prefer the 4K 60 just because of the clarity. I understand why people spend thousands of dollars on custom PC just to play games on what was that? Just to play games. And then they always release new graphics cards and CPUs every 6 months. Yeah, exactly. Sony got Deathloop timed exclusive before ZeniMax was bought by Microsoft. They respected the contracts. Has had bad PC games. Their console versions are better. Xbox is PC. I do kind of feel like the Xbox is closer to a PC than the PlayStation 5 is. I played RE Village when it first came on PC. It definitely wasn't really the best port. Yeah. Oh, well, I've been PC gaming for 15 years. I've had 2 systems. Nice. So how often do you guys, well, I don't know. I'd probably be upgrading all the time. I don't know, man. It was a stupid decision though when I got this Vizio TV. I should have probably just went with the LG. That's what I went to pick up, and I walked out of there with another damn Vizio. Decision buying the Vizio, but I do wish that I could have, I do wish I could have tried out that LG, before buying this. I should have bought that one, to tell you the truth. Building a high-end PC for gaming is like driving a NASCAR on a go-kart track. No developers out here utilizing that extra power. That is kind of true. I mean, you do get like 4K and lots of frames and all that stuff, but I mean, at the end of the day, most games are optimized around the console experience and then just upgraded like a Xbox, or PS4 Pro, freaking, with higher resolution and stuff. Ghost for PS5, yeah. Never seen graphics that good. Oh, Ghost of Tsushima? Yeah, I played Ghost of Tsushima. I thought it looked great. Only reason I bought a 3090 was because I sold my 2080 Ti for big money. Nice. A 3090, damn. Did you get a PC? You won't touch the Xbox? I don't know. I probably would still. If you're constantly upgrading PC parts, yeah, not utilizing it to utilize them, but the games run better. I mean, that's still kind of. It would stutter when killing enemies. Digital Foundry made a video about it. Oh, you don't have to upgrade PC parts all the time. You just have the option to do so. New TVs. With new technology is coming out soon. Yeah, exactly, guys. It doesn't matter. Every year, new TVs, new technology, new everything's coming out. Red Dead Redemption 2 has the best graphics so far. It does look pretty damn good. You guys play Miles Morales on PS5 yet? I sure have. I played all of the first party games. Houstini. And welcome to the show, man. I noticed you comment earlier on the last video I made, saying bad things about PlayStation 5 again. Ghost of Tsushima looks beautiful. Red Dead looks realistic. Have a PC, but I play my Series X more. It feels more natural. I've just always been a console gamer. So, do you know you could turn Halo 5 controller into an Elite controller? The new Halo one. I have a question for you guys. Since so many people can see the difference in resolution, does anyone notice the difference between a game that is using ray tracing versus ray tracing turned off? Well, yeah. Like that's, yeah, of course you can see that window. I'm assuming like when I turn ray tracing on some of my games and turn it back off, yeah, I can definitely tell the difference. It's just your opinion, but saying it's better than the PC. If you buy a decent board and a really good CPU, the only part you have to upgrade is the card if you want to keep running everything at max settings. Switch from PlayStation to PC because I don't agree with what Sony is doing this generation. I don't feel like paying $70 for games or paying extra to upgrade my game from PS4 version to PS5. Ori had the best graphics to me. Yeah, I mean, that one's running pretty high. I love gaming. Glad to be a part of the channel. Nice. I appreciate you, man. PC is the master race. Yeah, I definitely hear a lot of that. But I mean, everybody in my close personal life are console gamers. So, I mean, I have my one friend that like lives far away from me that has a PC store, but I don't know, man. Console ray tracing looks grainy and murky to me. That's very true. I mean, it just depends. Yeah, I mean, I think the two nicest ray tracing games have been Doom Eternal and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Great art director, but doesn't go against Red Dead. Oh, what's the difference between regular ray tracing and DirectX ray tracing? I don't know. They're both. Retropolis Grease. How's it going, my friend? Welcome to the show. I play my PC on the couch and a big ass LG CX40. Play F1 2001 on my PC with ray tracing and come back and tell me PC is not worth it. Call of Duty Cold War has ray tracing, but it looks better with it turned off to me. Call of Duty Cold War window has ray traced shadows. Ray traced shadows. Unless you're playing on PC, then it might have reflections too. But I think on the console, it just has shadows. Some games I really notice ray tracing, but some not really. Miles Morales, it did not stand out to me, but Metro Exodus, it clearly did. Watch Dogs Legion, man, on 30 frames a second with the 4K with the ray tracing. That looked pretty decent for the most part, except for the damn rain, dude. It just looked so terrible. Ray tracing would probably be better if our TV supported it. If our TV supported it. Sometimes SSR looks better than RT. Yeah, I personally like screen space reflection more than I like ray trace. Because ray tracing on consoles, man, like most people have said, it just looks blurry and fuzzy, and I don't like it most of the time. Resident Evil Village looked pretty dang good, though. You can give points to the console for something a PC can do. Yeah, that's just dishonest. Oh man, PC fanboys are worse than ponies. Watch Dogs Legion with RG is class. I thought it looked good. Bro, just go buy a Valve Index, turn on Half-Life Alyx, and you'll know. Oh shit. You notice a lot of things on a big TV that you wouldn't notice. Yeah, that's true too. I don't think they do, Wendell. I don't think TVs have to support ray tracing. I think it's just part of the rasterization. You have to buy a kit with a screwdriver, remove the front shell, take out the plastic analog sticks, replace them with the Elite metal analog sticks, and add a quick shot accessory for hair trigger. Oh, okay. I don't like playing PC. Been on PC before you were born. Out of all the 3 shooters coming out in the next few months, which one has you more excited? Battlefield 2042 and Halo. Not really too keen on Call of Duty this year. I'll probably buy it for the campaign, but Battlefield and Halo are the ones I'm most excited about. 40-inch Vizio TV 4K, an LG 55-inch 4K. No next gen console should be running at 30 FPS. I feel the same way. I've already made a video on that. Like, I really thought they should have left 30 FPS in the freaking past with this generation and just go for the 60 with. Left off the ray tracing to focus on higher FPS and resolution. I do too, man. Like, I could really care less about the damn ray tracing at this point. Like, neither one of these consoles can really do it without being without being 30 frames a second. Unless, of course, you're wizards like whatchamacallit. Yeah, ray tracing, to me, ray tracing would only look good at 4K. You know what I mean? Like, really. Or if you had a 1440p monitor or something, ray tracing, but on 4K TV, dude, blurry ass fucking 1080p ray tracing, like what the hell would I want that shit for? It just makes everything look fuzzy. Insomniac being able to checkerboard the ray tracing though did make it look a lot better. Yo, Frogbright, Presley, join you on Horizon 5 because my midterm is due on the release window, but I'll try. Well, we're gonna be there playing that. Halo should be put back. I'm hearing a lot about that too. I don't know. I don't really. To me, like, I'm not going to play it in co-op, so I don't really have any feelings against it. I'm waiting on Battlefield and Halo. Metro Exodus looked really good with ray tracing. I don't think that Metro Exodus had. I don't think it has. Reflections ray tracing. I thought it was just global lighting and global illumination and shadows. Even on the PC, ray tracing is overrated. I do too. I don't really like ray tracing. It's just too heavy, way too heavy for what it does. I would just rather some really nice screen space reflection. I can do ray tracing, but I prefer higher frame rates and to ray trace. I do want to do the story in Halo Infinite, but not multiplayer till they fix the MP issues. I mean, we're definitely going to be playing it this weekend, so we're gonna see. See you guys. Oh, see you later, Straggler Rock. Have a good night, man. If consoles can't do ray tracing in 60 FPS, then they should have left the ray tracing off. I don't see how people play at 30. Yeah, exactly, dude. I have no desire to keep playing freaking at 30 frames a second. Horizon 5 uses ray trace for sound, apparently. I mean, there are other reasons that you can use ray tracing. I prefer ray trace shadows over reflections any day. Ray trace shadows look a lot cooler. People think, or maybe I'm just too hard to please. I have the same problem, Sev. I'm pretty hard to please, but I don't know. And if Halo isn't good, they need to give. Yeah, exactly. If Halo doesn't turn out to be freaking fire, dude, they need to get rid of 343 and put somebody else on that. Send 343 back to making Connect games. I feel like the more you game when you're playing a campaign mode by yourself, yeah, you're more into the game. I do. That's kind of like I have a hard time playing multiplayer sometimes because of the way I like to play games, man. I like to dawdle and shit, and when I'm playing with somebody else, I feel like I have to rush. Did you get the invite for the tech? Yes, I did. I did get that, so I'm going to be playing that. Yeah, I agree with you and your take about ray tracing. Shadows do look better. I think the shadows look way better. I think shadows and global illumination are much more important than stupid ass reflections, man. I could care less about reflections. Like when PC gamers were telling people 60 FPS should be the standard, we were elitist, but now I know now everybody's like, oh my gosh, we just want our 60 FPS, man. I don't care if the resolution's a little bit less. Like every time I've had a choice this generation to play at 4K 30 or 60 FPS, of course I've taken the 60 FPS. I can't do the 30 FPS no more, man. Halo looked disappointing to me, not to sound negative. Has nailed it. Yeah. Not a fan of Halo either, but hope the fans enjoy the game anyway. Ray tracing depends on the game, but if it's done right, it looks brilliant. F1 to Watch Dogs, Metro Exodus, some of the best I've seen. Yeah, some games look pretty good. I mean, like Ratchet and Clank, and see, but that's like, well, if you have the 120 hertz TV, then you can play it at 40 FPS, and it does look pretty. That looks pretty good. But I have no reason to go back and play that game again. You know, I'm worried about with Halo is if the story will be good. I know it both looks and played good. Yeah, that's what I'm really. Yeah, my TV's 120 FPS. That's why I don't care about co-op and Halo. I just care about the campaign and multiplayer. That's pretty much where I'm at. I only care about the campaign. So as long as they give me the campaign, I'm fine. Yeah, 60 FPS is a must, but I don't mind a fidelity mode option though. I don't necessarily mind one, but if you think about it, if they're going out of their way to create one, then aren't they kind of, wasting resources on a mode that would just probably be better served at 60 FPS? I don't know. I just like the way in the cost and balances, because the higher the fidelity, the worse 30 frames per second looks to me, man. Like trying to play Ratchet and Clank at 30 frames per second was giving me a freaking headache. Games can fake true reflections or lighting all they want. Yeah, exactly. To be honest, I don't really need 60 FPS to have a good experience with the game. Here's something for a good laugh. That won't happen. Xbox and Sony team up to do a one game that would end up the best game of all time. That would be kind of cool. I would be okay with that, I'm not really a freaking Nazi about like the exclusives and stuff. Like I think that they should all just start making games for every system, dude. I don't really care. Co-op Halo is a religion for me. Frog, go to bed, man. You're tired. I am pretty tired, dude. I need to get some rest. Scared of 120 FPS because I don't want to feel. See, 120 FPS for me, DDP, like I can do it. Like I like the 120 FPS, but I can't do the fucking 1080p at 120 FPS. Like I cannot do that. It's way too frustrating. I mean, I've tried it, a few times on my racing games, but 1440p at 120 looks pretty decent. So I mean that I can do, but if it's 1080p, I don't waste my time with it. Oh, but yeah, guys, and now your mama knows is right. I do need to get to sleep. It's almost 10 o'clock. I got to work tomorrow. I stayed up kind of late last night playing that game, so I'm gonna get some sleep. Do you like the game so far? Yeah, I think it's all right. I think it's definitely whatchamacallit. I think it's a safe experience for sure. It definitely feels like something we played 100 times in an action adventure game. I was gonna I'm gonna upload my my first impressions of it tonight, and you guys can do what you want with that. But I think it's a pretty decent game. I think $40 is a fair price for it. I think that's fair. Halo's going to be 4K 120. Let's be honest, exclusives bring value to the box. That's very true. I do get that, but I don't really care about them. Good night, I'll see you next. Or good night, game. Start playing. So, all right, guys. I'll probably see you tomorrow. Later, brother. Yeah, I'll be on a show with and now your mama knows. I'm gonna do a show with him tomorrow about 5:30. So about 4:00 here for me. 4:00. So what is that? 4, 5, 6, 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock Eastern time and 3 o'clock PT. Isn't this the Stadia Cowboy guy? Yeah, it is. We're gonna do a show tomorrow, guys. I'm gonna go on a show with him. So we'll see you guys there. Tune in to the cowboy guy. We'll see you guys tomorrow. You guys have fun. See you later.